Hi everyone, I'm Greg Kramer, American television motorsports broadcaster, and this is the story of the remarkable ORECA Viper GTS-Rs that took international racing by storm in the late 1990s, culminating in a remarkable overall victory at the 24 Hours of Daytona in the year 2000, and the return of one of those Daytona Vipers to the high banks 25 years later. After winning the FIA GT Championship and the 24 Hours of Le Mans 3 times in a row, as well as the American Le Mans Series Championship twice, the Viper's legacy culminated in an amazing overall victory at the 24 Hours of Daytona in 2000. That year, ORECA was a highly experienced team running a perfectly developed and reliable car in their 5th year of the program. For Daytona, ORECA prepared a squad of 3 cars, numbered 91, 92, and 93, which were driven by their highly experienced factory drivers. During qualifying, they all focused on the race, with the number 92 setting the fastest lap at 1 minute 49.1 seconds. In an outstanding field of 86 entries, they started the race with the 92 in 17th position, the number 93 in the 18th position, and the number 91 in the 21st position. Although the prototypes were much faster during qualifying, the Vipers could lap in much closer times during the race itself thanks to their high speed on the banking and their ability to brake late and easily overtake slower traffic. Indeed, the prototypes could not match the speed of the Vipers on the straights. After only 2 hours of racing, the Vipers were up to 6th, 8th, and 9th, with an unexpected contender running in 7th, one of the 2 Pratt & Miller Corvette C5Rs. Lap by lap, the Vipers reached the top of the leaderboard, but it would not be an easy race for them. The number 91 car, which was in the lead, was slowed by a sick Olivier Beretta, who was suffering from a very high fever. This caused Carl Wedlinger to drive for almost 12 hours, as Dominique Dupuis was noticeably slower. After leading the GT category for many laps, the number 93 ran out of fuel and had to be towed back to the pits. The number 92 was hit twice by a Porsche and then a prototype at night. The hit to the right-hand wheel probably causing the transmission to break in the morning, which cost 25 minutes to change. The number 91 Viper took the overall lead at the 22nd hour when the leading Dyson Racing Riley and Scott suffered engine problems. However, it had to push hard until the very end as the remaining Corvette C5R crossed the finish line only 30 seconds behind. The number 93 Viper finished 3rd and the 92 finished 5th, meaning that, including the privateers, there were a total of 5 Viper GTS-Rs in the top 7. This resounding victory has undoubtedly established the Vipers as racing legends, and it is a very rare occurrence in endurance racing for a GT car to win overall ahead of the prototypes. By finishing all 3 cars in the top 5, ORECA also demonstrated their expertise and established themselves at the pinnacle of motorsport. The Viper GTS-R Chassis C27 was initially the 2000 development car. It was entered at Daytona with the number 92, finishing 5th overall and 4th in class. It also finished 8th overall and 2nd in class at the Sebring 12 Hours. It later finished 14th overall and 5th in class at the Petit Le Mans. At the end of 2000, Chrysler sold it to Multimatic, who developed it further but only used it sparingly. In 2005, it was sold to a Swedish collector. After 2 years of searching, Florent found the car stored in a container on the Baltic Sea. Since then, the car has been nicknamed Sleeping Beauty. It is presented today in its original, unrestored condition, just as ORECA sold it at the end of 2000. It is the most original GTS-R in private ownership and is famous for being one of the 3 Daytona Vipers. It was never intended to race again, but rather to remain fully intact in Florent's collection. A tribute had to be paid. The car enjoyed immediate success and attracted a lot of attention upon arrival at the Daytona track. Thursday's qualifying saw a first repeat of history with an encouraging best time of 1 minute 41.1 seconds. And if that sounds familiar, it was exactly the same time achieved by Tommy Archer in this very car in 2000.
Viper GTS-R.
Night practice confirmed the legendary Viper's great pace as it scored the best times of all the sessions ahead of the prototypes. On Friday, due to a small error during qualifying, the car recorded a fastest lap of 1 minute 49.3, losing pole position to the 2004 Courage C27 LMP, driven by Mark Brain, by just 0.76 seconds. A minor setback when preparing for 4 42-minute races. Each race segment counts, and the overall classification is done by the addition of the 4 race times. After dominating the field in race 1, in race 2, our fastest contender, the Courage LMP, lost 9 laps in the pits. However, a safety car came out, and we lost almost a minute to the considerably slower BMW Z4 GT3. In race 3, we opted for a steady race and finished 11 seconds from the Courage, as our tire supplier had run out of stock, and we thus had to use the same tires as in race 2. At the start of race 4, now on new tires, we led the second classified car by more than 2 laps, but there was still a challenge. Though we were still leading the fast Courage by 9 laps, Florent decided to deliver a real race and not just bring the car to the checkered flag. The Viper was always faster than the Courage in the first laps and created an 8-second margin. But the Courage closed the gap at the pit stop as they did not respect the mandatory 3-minute stop, for which they received a 30-second penalty after the race. They also had a better grip at the end of each race, as the 675-kilogram prototype is very gentle on the tires. The last laps were crazy, with the Viper faster on the banking, very strong in braking, but slower in the infield.
Got a couple of laps to do this. He's going to do it. He's going to try now. And just saw him trying to get down the inside. And Mark Train gets alongside the Viper. And is he going to outbrake him? Yes, he is. Can he turn in? No, he can't. But yes, he makes it stick. Just managed to get past the Arts and Revs boss as they go up onto the banking there. Let's see how they are. We've got the great big V10 engine in the Viper against the turbocharged motor, which I think is probably 2 litres or so, and yeah, that's it. You see, there is the power of that Chrysler V10, which also a motor you can buy in a Dodge Ram truck, I think. But anyway, that's the power showing as they go through the chicane, and now Mark's got to think about where he can get by again, and maybe he can get by going back onto the banking next. And the Viper can't afford to make a mistake in that, this ex-factory car. And Train, you see, getting closer up there, but probably losing a bit of aero grip as tries, he's having a look. And a terrific battle then in this Group C and D. Group C is a mini group, there's only 2 of them in that category, but there they go, on the banking again. This time, Train wasn't able to get on the inside of the Viper and pass it, so now the gap will widen a little bit. until they get all the way down to the bus stop chicane. And then I suspect that Drain's braking is a little bit better. It's a lighter car. He'll close up, but I don't think he's got any chance, no chance of getting down there. And I'm just waiting to see.
Down in victory lane, Florent Moulin, you had your mirrors full in the end. You took the group win, but I want to hear what those closing laps were like. You said to me right before you went on air, you're exhausted. Talk me through the end of your race.
Daytona 24 Classic is 42-minute segments. At the start of race 4, we have tons of tenths of second, 10 seconds of many seconds, maybe 1 minute or maybe more. I know I could create 1:30, and since the Courage DNF at one race, I thought it was great to push till the end. I knew he would come back, and I knew I was faster on straight. So I think everyone's seen the broadcast, and the last laps it was pretty hot. So with the Courage faster in the infield and the Viper faster on the banking. This is an amazing time for me. I am a Viper fan, and 25 years ago, these cars won 24 hours overall, and it looks like 20 years later, we repeat the history. We win in front of GTs and for sure on the prototypes, and so that's a good achievement for us, for my efforts with the Vipers in so long time, with GTS-R Heritage, my company who takes care about them, rebuild them, service them. So it's a great achievement. It's a great day today.
Well, congratulations. I'll let you celebrate continuing Dodge's legacy and the Viper's history of success here at Daytona. Congratulations.
This win holds great meaning to all GTS-R fans. Those from previous generations could relive the glory of that 2000 race, while new fans could experience the magic that a GTS-R still has to offer. This victory is the ultimate tribute to the legendary 2000 Daytona race, and the Viper GTS-R is sure to enjoy the same success as a vintage and historic racer as it did back in the heady days when it raced with ORECA, and it's all inspired by the triumphant return to the speedway of one of the original Daytona Vipers.